name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Sunday, December 17th, 2023, and this is episode 121. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I make my episodes in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. As I said, today is Sunday. Again, I cannot make an episode tomorrow because I have to be somewhere else. And I realized this morning that this moment, it is the beginning of the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, was the only moment I could film a bit. And it would be the last episode of this year. I will talk a little bit later about that at the end of the episode. So I don't like filming when everybody's home, but my husband and the kids are picking up a Christmas tree right now. So I spent this alone time for making an episode today. And I have some things to share, only a little bit. Some of my handwerk perikelen, my crafty adventures from last days. But let me start with what I'm wearing. Maybe you recognize it when you watch my podcast for a longer time. I think this is my last finished object for myself from this year, 2023. I finished this in September, I guess. So when you want to hear all the details about this cardigan, you can search back to the September episodes and I will tell you all about. This is my Sockcardigan. The Sockcardigan is the first pattern of a Dutch designer. Her name is Eve and her Instagram account, and I think also her Ravelry is Lievelings bij Eve or Lievelings van Eve. Lievelings van Eve. Lievelings means favorite. And I did a test knit for her, and it's really, I really love this cardigan. I made it from superwash sock yarn, also from a Dutch brand, Durable Socks. And it's really a lovely layer because of the fingering weight. It is not a heavy weight cardigan, but it's all over colorwork. So it is a double fabric and it's quite warm without being heavy or bulky or whatever you will call it. And I still am very happy with the colors. I'm also wearing, I'm sorry, I have a bit of things happening here, as I think all the people right now in autumn, almost winter, we are in the last days of autumn. I have very good health, so I never really am sick or whatever. There's happening something in my throat, so I hear my voice is a bit cranky. I want to say cranky, but I don't know what cranky means. But no, my mouth wants to say that. So I'm also wearing my Hinterland dress, my favorite Hinterland dress, my brown one. It is made by Jessica, my knitting friend, and I have some Hinterland dress news. So let's start with that. I hope that I would, last episode, I hope that I would show okay, slow down, Sarah. I hope that I could show my finished dress in the last episode of the year. It is not happening because I am not wearing it. It is also not finished. I thought I would finish it this afternoon, but then I realized that it was the only chance to film this podcast. So I did choose podcasting. But I am here. Let me start with the fabric. I'm very happy with the fabric. I bought it on Etsy. I think the shop, when the dress is finished, I will share all the details in a new episode with all the links. But I think the Etsy shop was called Linen Dream from Litauen. And it's a black with beige checkered fabric. I really was looking for a black with dark brown checks. I think in Dutch we call it ruitjes, the little squares. But I couldn't find it, and in the end I chose this fabric, and it's linen, and I'm very happy with it. I didn't go for the buttons right here because the fabric, it would be too challenging to do it straight, and I didn't work out at the sleeves, and I am absolutely okay with it because my Miss Perfect is really involved with sewing the dress. It's we are not always on good speaking terms. It's quite a process, but there is a dress, so I'm making it. It's successful. But I really had to make the appointment with my Miss Perfect that it was okay when the checkered fabric, the checks wouldn't be straight. It was okay. That was not the goal because my sewing skills are not as good to do that. I'm not on the right level. So I did sew this part. I did make mistakes. I did forget things. I didn't understand what I was doing, and when I followed the pattern, not all, a little bit, and now I do understand. There certainly will be a second dress in which I can fix my mistakes, and this is absolutely wearable, so it's absolutely okay and fine and nice, and it's really a learning process. And I learned through knitting, by my knitting and crochet, that I learn on the go. So it is really important that I do it. And also with sewing, I'm learning so much right now, and that's absolutely okay. And I am having fun. I was a bit afraid of sewing a dress, but I am having fun, and I fit the dress. That's also quite nice. So I've done all the hard parts right now. I do have to do the second sleeve, but I understand what I have to do right now. I made a 3/4 sleeve. Do you say 3/4? I think so. So I have to do the sleeve and then the skirt and the pockets, but I've done that before. I think I made it on this dress and also on my skirt, so I can do that. That's not the hard part. So the dress will certainly be ready to wear on Christmas Day, I guess. That would be lovely. It would make me very proud to wear my own my own dress on Christmas Day. We actually, in the Netherlands, we celebrate 2 Christmas Day. We have first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day. And Christmas Eve we also have. So we just love celebrating. So all the days are filled with family. We have so much lovely family. So I can wear it all the time, I guess. I don't have any knitwear to wear because my Christmas pullover is not, will certainly be not finished. I was doubting last week about repeating the same chart over and over again. I was not sure, but I did do it. It's a bit of a Christmassy flower. I don't know how you call this flower, but it is red, I guess, in reality. I don't know how I'm holding it. The short rows are here. I think it's too busy on my needles, but I think you can see it. And I'm really happy with how it turns, and it's really a slow knit, and that was actually the goal, because I was a bit afraid that when I cast it on this Christmas pullover, I would really get into knitting it so quick that I could wear it on Christmas Day. But then I would have to spend all my time on knitting that thing, and I didn't want to. So the biggest challenge was not wanting to finish it before Christmas, and it was quite a challenge, but it's going very well. It's growing very slow. I do knit around every now and then, and I think I use stitch markers. The charts, those are charts of 10 stitches, and I divide all the stitches with little rings, and that makes the color work very nice and easy and rhythmic to do. So that is really really lovely. And I think the color work it's so easy and so relaxing and mindful that it's really lovely. So I'm absolutely enjoying it, and I'm also enjoying to have festive knitting on my needles in these days. Yeah, I really love it. I have also bought something new that was not my plan. I was there is a new yarn shop in my town. There are actually two. I don't have really nice yarn shops in the place where I live, and maybe that's a good thing. But there was a new yarn shop open, so I want to take a look. And it's really, I can walk to it. It's a firm walk, but I can walk. But I was at my bike and I walked by, and it was really a lovely lady. And she doesn't really sell the yarns I love to knit with. It's quite a lot of superwash yarns, mainly Lana Grossa. But Lana Grossa has very nice sock yarn in nice color combinations. I don't need sock yarn. I don't need more sock yarn in my life because I have so much sock yarn in my yarn stash. I could knit socks forever, for the rest of my life, I guess. No, that's not true. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't want to know. But I found some Christmassy sock yarn in her shop, and I never really wanted to have. I knew there was Christmas sock yarn, but I never felt the need to have it. But when I was in the shop, I suddenly I really need it in my life. I know you will understand. And this color combination, really, there were several color combinations with sparkles and all the different colors, but I thought this one was really very Christmassy, and it really touched my heart. That sounds quite dramatic. It was hard jumping to me because of the Christmas colors, but I also saw my needles are are ready to go. I also saw this one, and I really love this one because there was some brown, orange brown, and a little bit of red brown, but I'm really a brown lover, so I thought, okay, which one shall I take? And I asked the lady, do you have them hanging in socks in the shop so I can see how they knit up? But she didn't. And then I thought, okay, let me buy both, because then it's good for the shop when I buy sock yarn. It's good for me. My crafting money was gone for quite a while right now. So, but I didn't need sock yarn, but I don't have to explain. You all understand. But when I came home and I checked online how it knit up, I was a little bit disappointed in this one, because the stripes were so white. I did cast on the sock, and now I'm knitting. I think it's okay. I did choose a brown toe. I thought it was a little bit of reindeer brown. I don't know, is reindeer an English word? We say reindeer in Dutch. Oh, it is Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Yeah, of course, it's reindeer brown. So I will make the toes and the heels and the cuffs reindeer brown. And I am knitting a sock tube, because it's really my wish for next year that I told about it before, I guess, that I have a big, yes, I told about a big bin, I have to say. I think that's a very silly word for what I mean, bin. A big bin or basket or whatever filled with socks and hats and hand warmers, and I filled the bin with yarn. Oh, of course, I did it last time. I forgot it. I'm sorry. It's a week ago. It's out of my mind. But I did show you how I collected all the gift yarns for my gift knitting. So the bin was full, and I hardly couldn't close it, but I bought some new. That's who I am. But I want to make sock tubes, and I did cast on 56 stitches. That's my lady size. I'm a loose knitter. Later I realized that it would have been better when I did cast on 64 stitches for men's size, because the stripes would be more narrow because of the difference of 8 stitches. But when I realized that I didn't want to rip out, I did start with helical knitting with a little bit of brown, alternating with the brown, but I didn't like the look of it. And now I'm knitting it, and yeah, I'm not so bothered by the big stripes anymore. I think it looks very festive. It's not that I think it's really beautiful, but it is festive, and it's exactly what I needed. What I need right now. I don't know why, but I am so into the simple knitting those days. I really love to have simple knitworks everywhere in the house, in my backpack. Yes, I guess. Yesterday I was in a museum with my daughter, and I was done looking around, and she not, and so I sat down and just knit a little bit, a few rounds. Every now and then I will go to the birthday of a friend later this afternoon, and then I will sit and knit, and it's so relaxing. I love it. So yeah, so I also will cast on this one later. Maybe I will finish this one first. I don't know how quick it will go, but I will definitely cast on this. And then next year I have all those sock tubes. And then when it's when it's beginning of December, then every year I think, I would love to have all the presents for my family and friends under the Christmas tree, all the handmade things. And this year I didn't even try. The years before I did try, and I had a lot of stress because the deadline was so close. But next year, maybe it will be exactly how I want it to be. Then I only have to knit some heels, so I can decide for who this sock will be. And then I have to measure the heel, and then I do an afterthought heel, and then it's ready. So that sounds very good. We shall see. I will share next year how that process went. I did buy another thing, and I'm absolutely influenced. That I don't like to be influenced. No, that's not true. I'm really happy with this. I was watching Lerke's episode, Lerke from Fiber Tales, last week, I guess, no, 2 weeks, I don't know, her latest episode, and she made a kind of gift, no, not a gift knit episode, how do you call it, a gift list. In Dutch we say verlanglijstje, the list you have with all the things you really would like to have, and she made a gift list for knitters, and all the things that makes her very happy, and maybe she thought maybe it will make you very happy too, and she shared those, the blocking mats, and my heart jumped. I really needed those in my life, and my craft money my budget is gone for quite a while right now, and we are saving money for a camper van, but I really knew immediately that I needed this in my life. Not practical, I absolutely not. It's just the cork layer. Do you call it cork? In Dutch we say kurk. The cork layer, I'm very sensitive for cork, I guess. My craft book, it's not here with me. It's also cork. And I just love the look of it. And we have those, it's actually a play mat for babies and little children. And we have those in the Netherlands with the bright colors and the alphabet, and you can find them everywhere, also in thrift stores for very less money, and a lot of knitters use those, but I think I don't like the colors. I think they are very ugly. No, that's not nice to say. They not match my taste. And I have some foam blocking mats from the, how do you call it? I always say the men's toy store, but that's not true. That's also not very feminine. The store where you can buy all the tools you need to do, how do you call it? I don't know. I know you all are saying the words to me right now. When you are creating something and you need a hammer and I don't know the words. My vocabulary in that right is not is not existing. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. My blocking mats, they work pretty good. You can't attach them to each other, and I did have a little bit too less when I was really knitting. I want to block a very big shawl or something, but I definitely not needed anything better in my life, but I do have now. I searched and I could find a place where they sell them in the Netherlands too, and when I found them first and I saw the price, I was shocked and I thought, oh no, it's not gonna happen. But then I found a place with quite a big discount, and then I thought, okay, it's good. You can buy it. It's hard jumping. You can buy hard jumping things. And now when it's laying in my bedroom or also my knitting office, it's really hard jumping to me. So I was blocking my hand warmers. I will share more about these beauties when the pattern is online, because this is the perfect gift knit pattern. It's also from a Dutch designer, but it will be the pattern will be available in English too. But I will share more about it when it's out. So absolutely influenced by Lerke and very happy to am the owner of Cork blocking mats. Life goal. Okay. Oh, a little update about my husband's cardigan. It is still not finished. It's really a slow process, but I am enjoying it. There was a time that I was not, but now I'm really enjoying it, and it's nearly finished. I finished I will go into all the details when it's really finished, but I did finish both sleeves, and the only thing I have to do, I ran out of yarn now. I wasn't able to pick up the yarn in the yarn shop myself, but my daughter picked it up yesterday, and she will be home today, and then she will bring the yarn. I hope she doesn't forget. But the only thing I have to knit is the little facing, and I think that this is so clever. I'm really happy that I changed the pattern I used. I did start with another pattern, but this is the zipper sweater light from Petite Knit, and that's actually meant to be a sweater, but I made a cardigan of it and also another stitch, and it worked out pretty good. The fit is really good on my husband's body, and he has such a beautiful body. That sounds really weird. I'm sorry. He has, but it's very good looking on his body. I mean, I love my husband, and I think he's really handsome. And when you are loving your husband and thinking he's handsome, and he also is wearing a hand knitted cardigan, yeah, I don't know. It's you want it as a lady, so as a knitting lady. So it's really hard jumping. So I actually ask all the time, oh, can you fit? Just for my own pleasure. He thinks I need it for the size, but it's just for the hard jumping moments. Don't tell him. But what I think is very clever, I never did it before. I never added a zipper before, I guess, in knitting. No. But you knit a little facing, I think you call it like that. That's when I was knitting the collar, you put 6 stitches on hold, I guess, on both sides, and those 6 stitches I will knit on a DPN, a very narrow piece of fabric all the way down, and then you have this. So yeah, the zipper will be in between the fabric, the front. I'm sorry, the front fabric and the facing. So it will be very neat, and I really love that detail. I have to find a good zipper. I never did that, but the knitting of the facing will be done very quickly. I don't know if I can find a zipper before Christmas, but so I don't really know if it will be finished before Christmas, but it will be finished quite soon. So that's really nice. Okay, that was it for today. A little bit of a short episode. I had a very long last week, but I don't really have time now. But I really want to chat with you for a moment, because this is my last episode of 2023. Next week on Monday, I always make my episodes on Monday, usually, today not. Next week it will be Christmas Day, first Christmas Day in the Netherlands, and the week after that it will be New Year's Day, January 3rd. Do I say it right? Or is it? No. Yeah, January 1st. It's on Monday. So I won't make episodes. And normally I always make an end of the year episode in which I show all my knitting of the year. But I think I told about it before. It doesn't feel good to make such an episode this year. I was so overwhelmed by all the inspiration, and I don't know. I don't want to make an episode in which I do, look what I made, and this and this and this. It's not important. I really enjoyed my crafting year. I made beautiful things, but what I didn't do, and I wanted to do that, but I didn't do it as much as I wanted to, is to make my own things. I'm reproducing the beautiful things of other designers and other makers, but I really want to make Sarah things. Not only the colors and the yarns, but also the fit, and I want to play more. I want to, of course, I want to make other people's designs because they are really beautiful, and I'm learning a lot from those designs, but I also really want to create more of myself. I did it, I will pick it. For example, this sweater, I told about it before a few episodes ago. This is my own version of the Maya cardigan. And I played with it, and it's perfect for me, and the fit is perfect, and the look is perfect, and I made my own, I put my own sauce over it, and I really want to do that more in 2024. So that's one of my biggest plans for next year. And again, I have the plan to not buy, not buy any yarn. No, that's not true. Not buy any yarn and any patterns. That's not true. It was my plan for this year, and totally failed. And that's okay. That's okay. I want to play more with what I have, but especially when I want to knit something for a family member, I really need to buy yarn or a pattern from their taste, I guess. But I have so much for myself in my pattern stash and in my yarn stash that I want to play with that first. So we shall see what 2024 will bring. But making an end of the year episode is not what I want. I'm making a short little video for on Instagram because I think it's nice to have a recap from the year, but only in 1 minute or something, and not in 90 minutes or so. It's really it's good right now. So that means that this one is my last episode, and I really want to take a moment to thank you. It's really amazing. Making those episodes is really hard jumping for me, especially having a place where I can share my crafty adventures, my handwerk perikelen. And I really love to talk about it, endless. So, and that there are people who love to watch it and get inspired by it, and that's really really fun and nice for me. I really enjoy all the comments. I know I never answer. I'm sorry. No, I'm not really sorry. Should I say I'm sorry? I'm not. It's just I decided that never answer because it's too time consuming, and I can't knit and answer questions at the same time. I have an idea for answering questions for the next year, but I will share it next year. But I read all the comments, and they are really heart jumping for me, heartwarming, and I really want to thank you for watching, for leaving a comment, and just for being there. So it's very nice for me to have this place. So thank you very much that you are a part of it. I wish you a nice end of the year. Do you say it like that in English? We have some quiet dark days before the festivity starts, and maybe you don't do the festivity at all, but I hope you enjoy this special time of the year in the way you want. Yeah, I really do. I'm still sitting with my candle and knitting and crocheting and enjoying the quiet time. It's really nice and good for me right now. I feel very good doing that, and then I will dive into the festivity next week. So I think I heard my husband and children coming home with a Christmas tree. So I will check what kind of tree they got and how big it is. We don't have a big house at all, so I don't think they chose a big one. I hope they don't. But we shall see. But I want to wish you a very good end of the year, and thank you for watching. I see you in 2024. January 8th, I guess, is the next Monday on which I will share an episode. Bye bye!